welcome back. It's Karthika, and today's video is something I've been actually wanting to make for like a few weeks now. And I got this idea like out of the blue sometime, and I was wondering if you all would like to watch it. And so I put up a story on Instagram, and there were actually quite a few responses saying yes. And I actually didn't notice it that time, so I realized it later on when I was going through my stories for some reason. And so here it is, I'm making the video, and if you didn't guess from the title and the thumbnail, I top 5 movies, Indian movies, that any romance girlie should watch. Okay, like if you are a hopeless romantic, you need to watch these. And so today's edition is going to be Malayalam movies because that is my mother tongue, and so I am a lot more familiar with those movies than the other languages in India. So, but I will be covering them in future parts because I don't think I could ever finish this. Like, there are so many movies being made in our industry that I could honestly make 10 parts and I would still not cover all of them. So, the movies that you all should definitely watch because these are amazing. So, without much further ado, I think we should get into it. So number 1, I have my favorite movie, and it's actually something recent. Like, if I'm not wrong, it released last year in 2022, and it's called Night Drive. And so this is the movie poster. I'll put it in a little more better way. And here's what the Wikipedia plot summarization says, because if I went into depth explaining this, I would speak an entire hour about just one movie. So then you'll have to just sit with me ranting for hours on end. So here's the summary. A young couple's endeavor to enjoy a night drive is meted out with a terrible punishment when they get into an accident that leads to an investigation followed by more troubles. That's actually pretty precise, but I'll explain in like the most simplistic way I can. Let me just keep a timer as well, because otherwise I will end up speaking for more than like enough. Okay, given myself 3 minutes. So basically, we have her. She is a news reporter, okay? And he is an Uber driver. And these two are a couple. And they, on one fine night, they're like, let's just go on a drive. And it's not a one fine night, but go watch and figure out what that is. And so they go on this drive, and suddenly they're met with this accident, and that entails their entire night's plans. Like, they just wanted to go out for a drive, but they ended up in an accident and somehow end up destroying lives and also saving lives. So the best part about this is that they're dynamic. Now, usually any rom-com movies, or this is not a rom-com, but like any romance movies, they're always, and I mean always, about how they become the couple. But this one, they're already the couple, and you get to see that part where them as a couple work as a dynamic. Am I even making sense at this point? I don't think so, but they're just so good, okay? The way they have the trust in each other, and the way they have to like rely on their abilities and the way they complement each other, it's all so beautiful to watch. So y'all should definitely watch. And also, if it wasn't obvious, it's also like a thriller kind of movie, because if you didn't forget, accident, so they need to figure out that, and there's a lot to unpack there as well, so be sure to watch. Yeah, and what else? One thing I really, not okay, so I still have time. I still didn't finish, so I have time. So another thing I absolutely loved about this movie was the way the cinematography was done. Now, I watched this movie at least 3 times, and I honestly want to watch it more and more. But one thing I forgot to notice in the first time, but I really noticed in the second time I watched it, was the fact that everything is blue. And somewhere I read that if it's like a thriller or mystery movie, you need to always keep the colors to blue. And like literally everything is blue, from the costumes to the lighting to everything. It's so blue. And it actually helps with the whole experience. And I was like, oh damn, I did not know that. Now I know why it was so good to watch. So y'all should definitely watch. I'm gonna stop 30 seconds early and continue with the next. Next we have my another movie. Now, the only reason this went on number 2, the only reason is because it made me cry. That's the only reason this is on number 2, okay? Only reason. Otherwise, this would be number 1. And that is SAARAM. Now, SAARAM, if it doesn't make sense to you, why is it like that? It's actually Sita and Ram if you translate it to Malayalam. If you translate to English, Sita and Ram. Sita and Ramam is what you say in Malayalam or in other southern languages. Now, this movie's specialty is that it's made in 4 different languages. So it's made in Hindi, Malayalam, Kannada, and Tamil. Yeah, that's the other one. So these are the 4 languages, and I obviously ended up watching it in Malayalam. And let me be honest, sometimes when they make movies in like different languages, like when they're making it in 4 different languages and stuff, the dubbing artists kind of skip out on Malayalam. But this one hit on the point, like on the point. Now, enough about my ranting. Here's what's the story. So the story is, upon returning to Pakistan, Afreen sets off to fulfill her grandfather's wish of delivering a letter from Ram to Sita. Along the way, she finds Ram and learns about their love story. Exactly. So, I'll tell you one thing. If you've read Divine Rivals, I haven't, but I do know some of the tropes and stuff because of Bookstagram, and it's all about letters, yeah? If you love that, watch this. Watch this, please. This is amazing. Like, if you haven't watched this, if you're Indian and you're watching my video and if you have not watched this movie, what are you doing? What are you doing? Please go watch this. Like, this is so good. Okay, so let's start over. So there's Afreen. Now, she's not there on the on this poster because even though she's the one doing most of the job, she ain't the main character, okay? She's like the side character, okay? She's there just to make the whole plot work. The main characters are them, okay? So this is Sita, this is Ram, and he's an army officer. She's Sita, because if I say anything more, it's gonna be a spoiler, so I'm not gonna spoil anything about this. But yeah, so this is an unlikely love story that first starts off with letters and then blooms into something so precious. It's like their soulmateism, okay? They define soulmateism, okay? Like, they're top. Like, you can't even do anything about it. Like, they're amazing. You've got to watch the movie and see them, because even the cinematography and everything, it's just so good. The amount of color and the vividness of the movie, it's all so beautiful. Just go watch it, okay? Number 3, Kude. And here's the poster. Now, Kude, when you translate it from Malayalam to English, it means along with. So, like, if you were to use it in a sentence, it's like Ninde Kude. So, it's like along with you. Why am I even trying to teach you all Malayalam right now? Anyways, so here's the Wikipedia approved summary. Following the loss of his sister, a young man is forced to reflect on his childhood and reassess his future. However, he finds support and courage from unexpected quarters. Now, this movie is actually really good, and y'all should definitely watch it. So wait, let me just put my 3-minute timer again because I don't want to extend it. So, like I said, it's about a man who loses his sister due to this chronic illness, and I'll just zoom in and show because it's their silhouettes, but like, let's just pretend you can see their faces. So this is the guy. He loses his sister, which is this. Now you're like, how is she there? I guess this isn't a spoiler because if you go watch the trailer, which I will be linking up there, you'll know why she is there in the photo, and that's because he can see her as a ghost. He's the only one who can see her. And so this is part of him healing his childhood and his how do I explain? Yeah, so he had a very difficult childhood in a way because of this chronic illness. Now, when you're from a family that can survive normally, it's fine. But when you have suddenly a child with chronic illness, it takes away a lot of money, okay? So, due to the financial situation, he had to go abroad, aka Dubai, to come and work and like earn money so that she can continue her treatments and everything. And so he at first was obviously happy to help his sister, but at some point it turned into resentment and all of that build up. And so after her death, he's suddenly like so lost. Like, she was his whole purpose, right? The whole situation behind going there was because of her. So now that she's gone, he doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't know what's happening. So this is him trying to figure out what to do with life itself. Like, that was a meaningless life he's been having all this time. And in between, he gets to know his sister because obviously he can see her ghost, so he's talking to her. And now, where's the romance in this? Obviously, he falls in love. But other than that, there's also the sister's love story, which is gonna be a little bit of a tearbreaker. Okay, you're gonna cry. But what is love without heartbreak? So go watch. It's good. It's amazing. And it's by the director Anjali Menon. So if she directs a movie, it's 100 or infinity out of 5 from me. Okay? Her movies are out of the world. So just go watch it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. It's just so good. And oh, forgot to mention, but Night Drive you can watch on Netflix, and SAARAM you can watch it on Amazon Prime. Sadly, I do not know where you can watch this movie. You should be able to find it on YouTube itself. If you're lucky, you should be able to find it. Now, moving on to number 4 is Bangalore Days. Now, this is also by the same director as the previous one, as in Kude. They're both directed by the same person, and this is also an Anjali Menon direction. And so, what is Bangalore Days? Let's go into the Wikipedia one. Wikipedia says that cousins Divya, Kutan, and Arjun fulfill their childhood dream of relocating to Bangalore. As they embrace the warmth of the city, they also face challenges that transform their lives. Cool! So, if it wasn't obvious from the cover, I'm hoping y'all can see it. Now, this one's Divya, Kutan, Arjun. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you're seeing similar faces through the covers, but yeah, anyways. They all moved to Bangalore at like the age of in their 20s. She ends up there because she gets married. He ends up there because he gets a job there. He ends up there because he's a free spirit and he just wants to go there because the other two are there, so might as well tag along. And so this movie is actually about how the three of them are experiencing this new city and trying to figure out their personal life and obviously finding love as well, because that's the whole point of this video. And yeah, so it's actually pretty good. The one thing I really love about Anjali Menon's movies is that she has such a very wonderful way of depicting themes like grief and, you know, parental issues or whatever it is. The way she depicts those, it's just so wonderful. And in this movie especially, it's like even if you start out hating a character, like I definitely did start out hating a particular character in this, by the end of the movie you just can't, because you really understand them as well. And it's just so well done, the characters and everything. Oh, and fun fact, so I told you that this character gets married, yeah? Well, she gets married to a guy, and they're actually married in real life. So if that's not enough, I don't know what else to say to like convince you to go watch this movie. And oh yeah, this one you can definitely watch on YouTube. But oh wait, there's no subtitles. I'll go research on where you can find and watch it. I'll put it all in the description where you can watch it. And now moving on to my last one for this video, because if I went any longer, I would end up talking for like hours on end, like I said before. And so last but not the least, number 5 is Sunday Holiday. And this is the cover, I mean the poster. Why do I keep on saying cover? It's poster, movie poster. And yeah, so saw it, enjoyed it. I'll put more photos up for you all to see. But yeah, so here's the Wikipedia story. Unni, who wishes to become a scriptwriter, learns that a director is hospitalized in his locality. He meets him to narrate his story about Amal, a heartbroken man who plans to start life afresh. Pretty accurate, again. They're actually doing a very good job. So, what's this about? Now, I said 2 names right now, Unni and Amal. Now, Unni is not there on the cover, but he's the guy who is narrating the story. Exactly. He's the one narrating the story. Now, Amal is this guy. Now, this guy, what happened? Amal got his heart broken, like I just said. So he was in love with this girl. But out of the blue, she decides to accept this marriage proposal from some random guy and breaks his heart, and now he doesn't know what to do. So he moves to the city. And when he moves to the city, he ends up meeting her. And when he meets her, he's like, at first, it's more like a hate to love. No, hate to friends to love trope. Okay, that's how this goes. And the reason is, so at first, so they're both salespeople. Okay, so when they end up actually, how do I say this? So when they first meet, they're at odds with each other. Because like, if you don't know, these salespeople, they go around houses and try to sell things to these people, and it's actually annoying to be on the receiving end, but it's, again, for them it's their job, so they need to do it, right? So they're doing their job, and he's having a little bit of hard time like selling things, and so she's amazing at selling, okay? And so these two are like, how about, at first they're at odds with each other because she gets him into trouble and stuff, but then they're like, you know what, we'll be friends, we'll do a deal kind of thing, and we can both get money and, you know, symbiotic relationship kind of thing. And that's how they end up becoming friends. And then yeah, that's it. The main reason I really love this movie is because it actually taught me so many stuff, like especially as a writer myself. It's a really good movie to watch because this, like I said, it's a narration, okay? So the story you're gonna see, it's fictional. I mean, all of these stories are fictional. What I'm trying to say is that it's like in a built-up city or in a built-up universe, he's making his own characters and then narrating the story. So it's like I said, it's there is this main guy, Unni. He is an aspiring screenwriter, and he's written the story, and he goes. So this is him explaining this to the director, and so he's pitching his idea, and that's what he's doing right now. So. But that really taught me a lot of things, and one of the most important lessons is that you need to mix a little bit of life into your, you know, creations to get that perfect story. And that's a lesson I will always remember when writing stories. So yeah, that's my 5 favorite movies that I could think from the top of my head. I actually have more, but I'm not going to put them all in this video because, and only because, it will become a very long video. So, to spare you all from sitting and getting bored by seeing my face, I'm doing you all a favor. You don't want to sit and listen to me talk about movies 24/7. So, yeah. And with that, I hope you all will go watch these movies because they're amazing. And if you all can, you should definitely go watch them. They're amazing. Okay, like so good. The stories, the characters, these are like one of my most favorite movies ever to be made in the Malayalam film industry. I know we're not mainstream because Indian movies are always Bollywood and stuff like that, but there is an industry towards this southern end that's just amazing and does such a wonderful job. And I think we deserve a lot more hype internationally. We did get a little bit of hype for like one of our movies, but I want all of our movies to get that hype. So this is me doing my little bit of work to get it seen by others. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. If you ever do end up watching any of these movies, or if you have watched any of these movies, do let me know in the comments how you like them. Like, did you not? What's your thoughts? Let's talk. Because none of my friends in real life watch these. So this is like me doing two jobs in like, killing two birds with one stone. Because most of my friends, they don't watch the Malayalam movies. And I'm like, why? Just why? They're so good. Go watch it. And they're like, no, I won't. Like, so this is me pitching it to you and them at the same time and trying to get my agenda working. Maybe this will get them watching the movies. So yeah, bye, and I'll see you guys in my next video.